Alright guys, what is up? I am back and we are going up to Cameron Park so we can get a little midday ride in. Gonna hit a little bit of twisties, go up and down maybe a few times. But today I kind of want to talk about the update with this bike and a new bike as well. So as you know, that I talked about in the last video, I am looking at potentially upgrading. I still stand by with everything that I said. You know, I'm not in any rush to sell this bike. I'm not in any rush to upgrade. However, if an opportunity came, I would take that opportunity and I would buy a bike if I see a good deal and sell mine if someone wants to offer a good price. Well, I was looking on Marketplace and I saw this Aprilia RS660 that I had saved for about a week and it was listed for $8,500. And this bike has 15,000 miles. It's in the acid gold yellow color. It is like bone dry stock, so I'm pretty sure it has nothing done to it and zero issues from the owner, clean title, and it was for $8,500. Well, just a few days ago, the owner dropped the price from $8,500 down to $8,000. I was like, okay, $8,000 for a 2022 Aprilia RS660 is a great deal. So I was like, okay, let me see if I can talk to him, maybe drop down the price a little bit. I talked to him. I offered, I think, $7,500, $7,600 or somewhere around that range, just a little bit off, see if I can get a little bit less. And he didn't initially answer me, so I sent him another message. I think I messaged him like 3 times back to back because he like stopped answering me. And I was like, not trying to be pushy, but just wondering like where we're at on this because I really do want the bike. And he said, I've got a guy coming in 2 weeks that's willing to give $8,000. I'm like, shoot, okay. Well, now this guy's already willing to wait 2 weeks for $8,000. I'm like, well, will you do $8,000 if I come on Thursday instead? You know, basically saying I'll pay the same exact price as this guy, but you can get your $8,000 a week and a half earlier. And he was like, sure, let's do it. So today is Monday. On Thursday, I'm planning to drive down. It's about a 3-hour drive, and I'm going to go pick up a acid gold Aprilia RS660. That is the plan. Obviously, you know, nothing is like 100% confirmed. You know, anything could happen. The guy could say, hey, I've got a guy that just said he'd give me $8,500 for it tomorrow, and then I won't be able to get the bike. Anyways, that is the plan. I should have a 2022 RS660 in my possession on Thursday, which I'm insanely excited for. You know, the RS660 has been like my dream bike ever since I got into, you know, riding. You know, even before I bought the Ninja 400, I've had my eye on the RS660. The only thing I don't like about, you know, the bike that I'm grabbing on Thursday is the fact that it is bone dry stock. That's the first thing where, you know, for me, I need a loud motorcycle, so I know I'm gonna end up buying an exhaust for it. And just because it is, you know, a little bit of a nicer bike, you know, my Ninja 400 has a slip-on and that's fine, it sounds great. But because it is a nicer bike and I want to build this into something great, I think I'll probably end up buying a full system exhaust for it. Obviously, you know, we all know SC Project is the best exhaust pretty much that they have. You know, you can't really buy better than that. However, I think the RS660 ones, their S1 I think it's called, runs like $2,000. I don't know if I could justify dropping $2,000 on just an exhaust, right? Obviously it was like amazing, beautiful, full titanium, get that beautiful blue, purple color in. However, I think I'd probably end up going with a different brand. I think I've looked into like, what is it, MIV, M-I-V-V? I don't know how to say it. I think that's what it's called. Obviously there's Twin Brothers, Acro, whatever brand that make also full systems. So yeah, that's the only thing. I'm probably gonna end up dropping an extra $600 to $1,000 on the exhaust. I think the one I'm looking at is $800, so I will have some extra expenses. Obviously that isn't like right away. I don't need to buy that right away. I've never heard a stock RS660 in person, so I might, you know, love it and be like, never mind, I don't need it. Another thing is, out of the colors that the RS660 comes in, the yellow is honestly my least favorite. And I know that might be controversial because the yellow color is kind of iconic to the RS660 when they dropped it. I've heard so many people say, I love this color, I love this color. And you know, maybe my opinion will change when I see it in person. However, just looking at, you know, pictures online and like listings, to me, okay, also, I've never been someone to like, on vehicles in general, like cars and motorcycles, I don't really ever like it if it's a color. Like, I need a white, gray, or black for my vehicle. I don't know why, but like going bold and going like, okay, let's get even like a blue or like a red that looks great, you know? I feel like I've always just stuck to white and black. I know it's kind of boring, but for me, they just look the most clean and like modern looking. I think also a big reason for that is if you go with a color theme, like say you want a yellow motorcycle or a blue motorcycle, you have to stick with that theme. That means everything you get on it has to match it. You know, if you have a light blue build, you can't get like red foot pegs. I'm like, you know, like just anything like that, you have to stick with it for everything. And anything else that you buy, any mods, it might not come in the color of the build that you want. It'll be hard to match every single part on your bike when you have this specific color. So that's one factor to it, but also I just, white and black just seems so clean to me. So when I pick up this yellow Aprilia RS660, I'll see how I feel about it in person, obviously, but I'm fairly certain that I'll end up buying a whole new fairing kit and completely changing the color and theme of the motorcycle. My personal favorite is if I just pick up the whole white fairing kit. I saw there's a white fairing kit that you can get for like 600 bucks. I think it's like 580 bucks, which I think looks beautiful. I mean, if you just search up Aprilia RS660 white builds, I think they look amazing. But even if I got like a different color RS660, like if I got the I think the black and red one looks amazing. Like if I got that one, then I think I would keep it. I wouldn't change it white. I'm only changing it white because, like I said, I think the yellow is probably my least favorite one out of all of them. And again, that might change when I see it in person. I have no idea. Just looking at it right now, that's how I feel. Also, on these twisties, by the way, I am so I'm not locked in. I'm trying to talk and think of points, so that's why I'm taking them so slow, and I'm not really leaning too much. Although I guess I could lock in a little bit more. But when we buy it on Thursday, that will mean that we will have 2 motorcycles in our possession, which, hey, I'm all for. I mean, I'm not opposed to that. Hell yeah. I want as many bikes as I can, but obviously it's not practical to keep 2 motorcycles, at least not for me. I mean, I'm a student in college. I'm gonna need to sell this bike. This bike has been listed on Marketplace for a while, and I know I listed it a little bit high, but I'm at the point where now, okay, I'm buying another motorcycle. I need to drop the price a little bit and get this thing sold. Not as soon as possible, but I mean, it's just nice to have that extra money, and if it's just laying around, all it is just really losing value. Just sitting around, the longer I wait, I'm gonna lose value. I went ahead and dropped the price of this thing down to right under 5 grand. Is that still a little high or arguable? But I mean, I've had people offer more than 5 grand. It just fell through. They ended up couldn't get the money or whatever. So I think I could sell it for 5 grand. Realistically, it's probably gonna end up going for 48, 47. But even if I get the RS660, I still wouldn't say I'm really in any rush to sell. It's not like I'm gonna drop the price down to 3.5 grand and be like, I need someone to sell it. I don't need the cash right now. Whenever it goes for a good price, I'm not gonna compromise and lose, $1,000 just because I need the money now, right? But that's the only thing that kind of sucks about buying a bike before you sell your old one when you're upgrading, is now you have 2 bikes in your possession. If I get insurance on the RS660, I have 2 insurance notes. But most likely what I'm gonna do is buy the RS660. Like I said, it's 3 hours away and it's closer to where home is for me. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go buy it down where I'm from, and then I'll leave it at my mom's house, and I'll bring this one back to college, or I'll leave this one in college because we have about a month left of school, and hopefully I can sell it in the next month, straight, sell it directly where I'm from, and not have to take this bike back home, and then I'll just leave the RS60 at home for the next month. Obviously, I mean, it'll be in a garage for the first month of my possession, and I won't be riding it. I'll have this, which I'm fine with, right? Obviously, I would rather ride the RS660, but it's whatever. It's just smart, and if I don't end up selling this bike in the next month, then I'll just bring it back home and try to sell it there also. But I'm very, very excited that I'm grabbing the RS660. Obviously, I can't get too excited because nothing's happened yet. Like I said, anything could change, and I could not end up with this RS660. I don't really want to get my hopes up right now. Hell, I could show up and I could notice a huge fall in the engine, or it won't even start up or something. You have no idea what's gonna happen. So until the bike is fully in my possession and I've got the money to the guy, keeping my hopes down, keeping the idea of that I might have the Ninja 400 for longer. As far as plans for the RS660, because it is bone dry stock, it is pretty exciting, the fact that I can make it my entire build. I can do everything to it. And that's kind of how this Ninja 400 was too. The only thing that the owner had done to it was put a slip-on exhaust. And it's been fun building this into what I wanted. Obviously, I haven't done much. I've only done mirrors, windshield, and the tail tidy, but it's still fun starting from scratch and looking online and seeing what you can do to it. I do have a lot of plans for the RS660 once I grab it. I want to make this. I mean, the idea is that this bike is potentially the bike that I keep for as long as possible. Who knows, I might get a leader at some point, but I could very well see myself keeping the RS660 for years and years and years, and it being my only bike, Because of that, I want to take very, very good care of the bike, and I want to add on mods that I see fit and basically mod this bike out. I'm definitely going to miss the Ninja 400, I'm not going to lie. I mean, this isn't... Yes, I'm very excited to upgrade to basically my dream bike, but the Ninja 400 I think I'm going to miss as far as how fun it is to ride. I mean, this thing, it literally feels like a toy in the best way possible. The way you could flip it around and take corners so aggressively. even though it is a very, you know, lax bike, you're sitting up. It's not that aggressive of a position. I'm probably gonna miss that. Anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and end off the video by sitting it down, Cameron Park one more time on this bike. This could be the last time I do this, who knows? But I'm gonna stop talking and try to, you know, have some fun on this bike, cornering, and, you know, take it a little bit more aggressively. Okay, we caught up to a car, so I'm gonna go ahead and let them get a little bit of space just so I can take these corners a little better without running into them. Hopefully another car doesn't come behind me. That's the only thing about Cameron Park is I love it. These roads are so fun to go on, but often when you catch up to a car behind you, you can't take these corners as, you know, well as you want to. Sometimes I have to stop and let them get some space so I can have a little bit more fun on them. But I mean, it's a public road. It's not a track, and I definitely treat it like a track, so it's not like I get mad at the people, you know, they're just driving to the park, so can't get mad at them. I just wish there were no cars, I wish. All right, there should be enough space for that car. We should be able to take it out the rest of here without running into them. Or do we make it a challenge to catch up to them? That would be kind of crazy, because I was there for like a minute. I hate that corner because it's a you have to lean hard. It's a hard turn, but also it's on a downslope, so I feel so uneasy going down it.